Betsy Green Brown, and while the shortest member of the family, I am president of the board. And I just wanted to say a few words about this is a great time to look both forward and backward. And to start with backward, I was here in 1978-79 when this building was first built. And when my parents ran the building, or ran the cave, my father would say, everybody comes out of the cave and says, where can I go to eat? And my father said, we need to build a restaurant. And he said, and you have worked in the kitchen in college, so you can manage the restaurant. But we made it through. Luckily, I had Ann Bando to help me get this restaurant up and running. I do have to thank Dad for his wonderful choice of a building. He saw a design of a shelter in a park in Madison, Olin Park, and thought it would fit beautifully into this landscape. And the other great thing I want to acknowledge is Ann Bando, gardener extraordinaire, Ann Bando? Ann Westcott, the gardener extraordinaire, who, along with Edgar Norland and her husband Tom, Ann Bando's husband Tom Bando, and Jenny, did all the landscaping to surround this building and make it beautiful. And Van, did you help with some of this too? Van, did you help?
No, he was just saying how great you looked.
Oh, yeah. I wore my prairie shirt in recognition of Ann's restoration of the prairies. And to look forward, I would like to say, I'm going to get teary, the joy on the faces of the people who work here, who now have this expanded space and all this glorious light. And it just lifts their spirits so that they can give their best to the customers who come here and the visitors who come here, and the expansion that this enables for the cave. And the restrooms, I wasn't sure whether to mention that or not, but that's a big deal for people who want a place for comfort. And then Rod, our grounds person, mentioned the other day that he noticed a gentleman sitting in the tables for like 2 hours, just enjoying the light and the beauty. And we can't thank everybody enough. And we couldn't have had a better team with Joe and Ann. I mean, we have an engineer here as a project manager to shepherd this through. So, wow. And Patty has a final comment.
Okay. Yes, this is a card that I have for Joe and Ann and all the staff here and everybody that helped out. The words of Dr. Seuss, okay? It says, congrats, it's truly amazing. It's really stupendous. Fantastic, bombastic, and downright tremendous, astounding, resounding. In case you don't know, you did it. You did it. You did it. Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here tonight. To me, it's just such a great community event that we've got here, this great local attraction with a great local family, financed by the local banks with the support of our local board, and then of course craftspeople and builders and artisans that accomplished the project. They're almost all right from this area. Maybe there was one or two from further away, but all really local people. So I'm so grateful to be here tonight with all of you, to have you join us for this great celebration in what is really a special and somewhat historic day for Cave of the Mounds. We are here to celebrate the renovation and grand reopening of our visitor center. And the timing is sort of interesting and significant in that, well, it starts with Ebenezer Brigham, who 200 years ago, almost 200 years ago, settled directly above Cave of the Mounds, never knew that it was there. And our annual Founders Day commemoration of that event is June 15th, which is, of course, this weekend. So that's 196 years ago, almost to the day that happened. And then the Runestone restaurant, this building was originally opened in 1979, on June 15th, 1979. So again, 46 years ago, almost to the day. And I have to mention my darling wife, Anne, started here full time.
It's required.
25 years ago on Monday. So it's very, so it's a significant timing, and I'm just so grateful to have all of you here to help celebrate this with us. And there's many, many people to thank. And I wanted to first start out by acknowledging our board of directors, the Brigham Rooney family, our board of directors and owners of the cave. And for generations, they have been fantastic stewards of this wonder of Wisconsin, this geologic treasure. And they've had the foresight, and I want to thank them for their support, for continuing to invest in this site and making it better all the time. And that is just such a wonderful thing, and we're seeing the results of that here. And that's Betsy Brown, Mark Rooney, his wife Gail is here, son David, and son Tim. Patty Fannin is here somewhere very close. And John, oh, of course. And John, well, I was looking further away. And John. Next, I want to thank our Cave of the Mountains team, which has just been fantastic through all this. Anybody who's ever moved residences or done a home remodel knows how disruptive that can be. And this team has stepped up over the past 6 months for when we close this door, open that door, have to move everything out of this building, but still keep operations. And they've just been so resilient through all of that and put so much extra effort in. And I'm just so eternally grateful to all of them for that work that they've done. I also want to thank our, well, there's so many people to thank on a project like this. And first it comes with the design of a project like this. And I want to acknowledge Tom and Ann Bando, who are here. There's Ann. They were the general managers here for 25 years before Ann and I started. And as the saying goes, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And I remember back in '99, one of my very first days walking through this building, Tom and Ann said, you know what would really be great is to push these walls out, to open up a door through here, get rid of the supply closet in the office, take advantage of that view, and this has been incubating in the geologic time frames for the scale for 25 years. So I really owe that design thanks to them. But then we also worked with Rob Goshawk and Dean Proctor and Alona from Vanderwall and Associates, and also. Over here, he was the one who shepherded us through all of the state approval process and really the nuts and bolts of how to put this together. I want to thank our town board, the Town of Blue Mounds board, and we have several representatives from them here today, and that's so important because without there's Kurt and I saw Mary Ann as well over here. So without that support and the permitting, and it's been lots of projects over the years, just our solar array installation last year. It's great to have their support and their help in things like this. as everyone knows, nothing happens like this scale without some money, without some financing. And I want to thank Casey McClyman and Farmers Savings Bank for having the vision to say, yeah, we'll pour some money down this hole in the ground and hope that it sprouts something good. And so I want to thank them very, very much. And and last, but far from least, I want to thank Premier Building Solutions for all of their work. And I have to tell you a story. Jenny Elmer is here today. There's Jenny. And Jenny played a significant role in that, where I remember back in 2000 where fire inspector said, yep, the barn, all what you need to do is have an ADA ramp to get into the barn. And I said to Jenny, just asking other people, I said, do you know somebody in town who's a builder? And she said, well, you know, that Scott Zoller does some building, and I had him in first grade, and he was always a good boy. And we worked together on that project all those years ago, and many projects since then. And I don't know, I just can't say enough about the care and the effort that they put in to make this project happen. And all the quality you see around you is thanks to these gentlemen and all their subcontractors. There's Greg is here. There's a few others. The Oymons. Denny Oymon was involved with lighting the cave. 1978, 79, all those years ago as well. So and now Todd, his son, has been involved with this project. So it's again, generations of local people helping make this great local attraction better and better all the time. Gentlemen, I just can't thank you enough for the care.